Welcome back to EGI. Fight 10 of the evening is a under 61 kilograms contest and is sponsored by Mad Skills. Introducing first, out of the blue corner from Fighting Fit Manchester, Kieran Flaherty. Next, out of the red corner, fighting out of MMA Academy Liverpool, Aaron Aby.
Kieran pulling guard in under 30 seconds.
He's got a great wrestling style though, Kieran. He's, you know, especially for someone his size, he is comfortable on his feet as well.
Yeah, he does come from a very, very experienced gym in Fighting Fit. I know one of his main training partners would have been Adam Walsh, who's a very, very good MMA fighter in himself, so he will be experienced with wrestling. I kind of respect that he's staying stood up as well.
So do I. I think it's also nice to see someone that isn't just using wrestling necessarily on the feet, but they're very good at that wrestle-up style that you see from certain gyms. And it does seem to come from gyms rather than from individuals. You kind of need a whole gym to drive that style. But Kieran is great at it.
Yeah, it's very, very good for the point style as well, and it's becoming a little bit more popular in IBJJF competition, that kind of wrestle up from guard. Some people, particularly at lower belts, occasionally sit down and lose 2 points as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's interesting.
You can also use it in, you know, IBJJF point scoring as a way to secure a sweep. I mean, if you can stand up on a single and put them down, then you've done your job.
Yeah, I know Karma ASW is a big fan of that.
He is, and he's very good at it.
Yes, the Turkish bull. Very nice to see the cage. Kieran's going for a guillotine here to counter. He's quite deep.
Very aggressive.
Yeah, he went for high elbow, which kind of increases the urgency.
Yep. That looks quite deep there.
Yeah, it was a lovely counter from the attempted takedown off the cage.
Nice top pressure from Kieran.
Yeah, Aaron's got a very, very nice underhook here, so he can counter wrestle up. He's going for the guillotine again. High elbow. Nice. Classic defense from the guillotine there. Shake him off. Come back to guard. So inside position with the hands Aaron's fighting for here. He doesn't particularly want hands on the mat. The floor is lava, you're taught in kids' classes. And that's for good reason. It does give you base. It gives you a little bit of a false sense of security to some extent, but before you know it, you might get triangled. We're settling into the match a little bit now. We're coming in on 3 minutes in. It's been quite action-packed for 2 minutes. I'd say Kieran's had 2 legitimate submission attempts up to now.
Yeah, they were fully defended, I'd say. But we did see an example from Aaron of that wrestle-up style we were talking of before in one of his defences. Thank you very much to our sponsors, AP Hall Design and Build. Make your house a home. Visit them on their website, aphalldesignandbuild.co.uk. It's interesting to see both competitors really considering their options at this stage. No one's rushing anything, although we can see Aaron kind of thinking about standing up in that closed guard.
Yeah, I can see Kieran on bottom. He's doing something that I like myself, so taking the underhook and digging under the far leg to try and set up an armbar.
It can be really disarming, especially if the person, you know, on bottom is really changing those angles very quickly in their closed guard.
Both very, very experienced, been on the scene for a long, long time, be it in jiu-jitsu or MMA or in both. Many, many moons ago, Aaron competed on another kind of submission format that we had at one of our competitions, going back like 4 or 5 years. Aaron going for a nice 10-finger guillotine there as well. Didn't quite have a really, really deep bite, so Kieran was able to bring his head to the centre or kind of slit the hands. It's a little bit harder to do with a 10-finger guillotine, kind of bring your head to the centre and get out, but he managed it.
Strong wrestling from both competitors so far. Technical, not rushed, but at the same time very physical.
Yeah, not panicking. Like I said earlier, I'm very, very impressed by Kieran's wrestling, if I'm honest.
You can see that experience really coming out here.
Aaron deep here, taking the high elbow guillotine again. He's looking for the knee tap to take him down and do the shrug that he did earlier. But that high elbow guillotine's nice. It's a very, very nice counter.
Kieran's doing a nice job of closing that space on that guillotine also. Even when he's come down to the ground here, that space hasn't been lost.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if the cage is helping or hindering here. It seems like it's helped in the end, and Aaron's going to be able to use this possibly to pass to mount. If he plays it right, he can do the good old BJ Penn mount, or dope mount, as some people call it. He just needs to capture those legs, and he's taking it there. Very, very nice. He can take his time now, try and wear his opponent down. The problem he has is there's 3 minutes left, and his opponent's got at least... I'd class at least one of those 2 guillotines as a full and legitimate submission attempt, so he's probably down on the cards here. He needs a submission attempt.
If you have tuned in with us recently, please do consider sharing this stream on your social media. This is a professional event for the love of jiu-jitsu and for the love of competition, but it is not for profit, so all of your shares and mentions will help us.
I'm not going to take away from the action, but RF's getting quite a lot of love on social media at the minute for his Michael Jackson-esque spin during the break. Aaron looking to set up a head and arm here, I think. He's just looking to climb the body. In mount, the body becomes almost like a ladder. You're looking to climb as high as possible with your knees and kind of get the elbows above shoulder length. You lose a lot of the strength as soon as your elbows come above your shoulders. Beautiful guard recovery there from Kieran. Really
clean, yeah. Still not panicking, even though he's not in the best position.
Beautiful hair as well, samurai-esque.
Luscious.
Yeah, he's been growing that for a long, long time. I remember when he had short hair, I think, about 5-6 years ago.
I was speaking to Kieran, and I know that he's been struggling to get much training in over lockdown due to the coronavirus, but I'm impressed to see him out on a stage of this size, you know, even without the ideal training camp, and it's something that I respect a lot of our competitors for. It is no easy feat.
Yeah, I mentioned that we're kind of very, very close to UK Fighting Championship, and Aaron was one of the first people that we wanted to get a match for, and we asked Kieran, he had no hesitation in taking it. He's looking to get a head and arm here. Very nice defense from Kieran.
Great defense.
Totally shuts down that head and arm. It'll be
straight back in on the top position as well, looking to pass.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how our judges scored that. I don't know how deep that actually was. He seemed to, I call it preemptive defense, defending just a little bit before the person settled. It's a lot harder to defend once it's fully locked in.
Especially with guillotines.
Yeah, we saw it earlier in the Curtis Taylor and Jake Moody match. The first dash stroke that he went for before it kind of got sunk in, he got straight out. The second it got sunk in, he got out. Aaron going for a guillotine again. Kieran going for some beautiful defense, jumping to the other side, which is the classic guillotine defense.
I think there is something to be said for really testing out your opponent's reactions. I'm reminded of the ADCC match between Fionn Davies and who was it? Not Bea Mesquita. Bianca Basilico, where she tapped Fionn's foot before she fully put the toe hold on, just to gauge the reaction, and I think we've seen that from some of our competitors, especially with the like the head and arm chokes that we've seen coming through.
Yeah, it's a classic kind of movement in striking, the feint, so to speak. It's just interesting to see that.
Just that little test before you fully commit to it, just to gauge their reactions.
Yeah, 100%. That was a beautiful guard pass there with a bit of a cradle. He's probably going to look to get a Kimura from here. Beautiful defense from Aaron.
Really well-rounded fighter I'm seeing from Kieran. You know, he's happy on bottom, he's happy on top.
That guillotine's been smooth all the way through.
Very smooth.
Yeah, it's been his classic counter from start to finish, to be honest.
Great work from both fighters. They're a really excellent match to watch.
Yeah, very, very high-paced. Excellent. We'll see how the judges scored it. Be interesting to see how they scored the head and arm attempt. Aaron obviously had mount as well, so if they do score it even on submission attempts, that may play a part. We'll see. I'm not too sure how the judges will score this one. We've got some very experienced judges today. We've got Emil from Stealth, who is a black belt. We've got Andy, who's a black belt as well. We have Kat Goy, who's a purple belt. So our judges are very experienced today.
We have a split decision. Your winner by split decision, Aaron Aby.
It's an interesting one, to be honest with you.